we have to find a way to keep up with the growing need for housing. My mom was a nurse, my aunt was a nurse, my grandmother was a nurse. So all my life I knew what it was like to be around people and help provide care to them.
So you're just a natural leader, is what you're saying. 'Cause
Well,
that's what I get from you. You know, when I sit down with you, when I talk to you, I just feel leadership. I feel that you're in command, that you're in charge.
I always find myself volunteering to lead various projects, and I have been very fortunate to have very great mentors, served at hospitals to get accreditation in stroke certifications and, things like that. So, it is part of my DNA.
Talk about leadership. How do you view leadership? How do people view you as a leader?
I consider myself a servant leader, right? You're only a leader if you have people that are willing to follow you, right? If people aren't willing to follow you, then you're not a leader.
But there are a lot of people that step out in front that people don't follow, but they continue to be the first ones to raise their hand and to lead, or the first one to speak up.
Right, and then there goes their track record for success.
Track record, that's what it is.
Right. So I have a proven track record to be a successful leader. I care about the people that I work alongside of me.
When it doesn't concern just you yourself, when it's about everybody else first and then you, that's a true leader. I think that's why you've been so successful.
Absolutely. And at the core in healthcare is the patient, right? It's the person that you're taking care of. And I tell any of my nursing staff that we have to put ourselves in the position, because one day we are going to be in that position.
But something told you, as that great leader, to purchase a number of acres in South Henry County a number of years ago. What made you do that? What was the motivation?
So when the housing market crashed, I was driving to work one day, and I heard Frank Ski on the radio. And he said, you can have home ownership for as much as it costs to buy a car. So I started doing my research. And unfortunately, during that time, which was a very bad time for some people, they were losing their homes, they were selling land, things like that. I looked at it as an opportunity, one, to help someone get out of a bad situation, because if they were upside down on their house, then I would be able to purchase the home in order for them to transition into the next phase in which they needed to go. And also, I wanted to combine my knowledge with my healthcare experience along with real estate. And my vision was to build an assisted living center on the property that I have in Hampton.
But you went from building the assisted living to actually building a development.
Yes. So it's called micro cottages, right? So what micro cottages are they're single family homes, and they range anywhere from 450 square feet to about 700 to 850 square feet. We're in a recession. We see the cost of housing rise phenomenally, right? We see rent going for average of anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 for 400 or 500 square feet, something you don't even own. Micro cottages are very spacious, actually. It just teaches us to utilize space and decrease waste. And that's what micro cottages is all about.
I think that's the big piece. You'll have ownership in a home and property, but I think the drawback on those would be if I wanted to, if I'm a big guy like I am, and I wanted a king size bed. How would I get a king size bed in a micro cottage?
Well, you can have a king size bed.
But I wouldn't be able to have a living room.
Yes, you would. We're looking at the aging population, right? When, it's no longer feasible for them to be able to manage a 3,000 to 5,000 square feet home anymore, right? You have solar paneling. That's going to help with the electricity bill. You're going to utilize less gas, less water, right? You're going to be more efficient. You're going to have less of a carbon print on the earth, right? So we're talking about decreasing space, decreasing waste.
Millennials and what are they, Gen X now?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to drive.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to own. They don't want to do anything. So how would you go about selling the tiny home concept to them as a buyer when more than likely they may want to just rent?
A lot of them are into Airbnbs, right? So the concept that it's your own property and you can do what you want with your own property, right? So you can Airbnb it out, you get ready to get married, you can move, you can rent it out, right?
Can you talk about the quality of the materials that will be inside the micro units?
Yes, state of the art. You have, you'll be able to have Wi-Fi. You're going to be able to Bluetooth.
Is it hardwood flooring?
Hardwood flooring. You're going to have tile. Everything that affords you in a larger home, just think about it smaller and think about it costing less.
What about the bathroom? Women love the bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
How would you develop a bathroom that's appealing for a woman like yourself?
It's all about storage space. So you store a lot in micro cottages. You have drawers. You have pull-out shelves and tables and things like that. So you're not giving up anything at all. You're not giving up any type of space as it relates to what is important to you.
Look, there's a lot of engineering involved in terms of developing storage space and things of that nature.
Yes, it is. And we have some of the best engineers with a history in building micro cottages.
Any other examples of cottages in the metropolitan area?
Absolutely. South Park.
Okay.
South Park is a phenomenal, and I always take my hat off to those developers. They are focused on the same thing that I am, and that is micro cottage living. They did a very good job of construction, design, and I also think that pre-development they had already sold out.
Any other amenities that will come within the community?
Well, also, again, we're looking at aging population. So a couple of the micro cottages will be designated for 55 and up. There will be a coffee shop and also a workout area that will be for communal use. Well, I just want to talk to them about just, be able to have an open mind, do your homework. If you're my age and you have children, really look into this. Your children should be homeowners, right? I was afforded to be a homeowner at the age of 24 and 25, but things were different, right? Our children aren't having those same options because of the cost of down payment, the cost of housing, things like that. Really guide your children to looking at this as an option. Think about it for yourself as an option to have property to rent. Think about if you are transitioning and you need to downsize wherever you are in life. Maybe you've, had a divorce or, some other unfortunate event and you just don't need to live in a larger house that you may have. This is an option. If you're 55 and up, you want to be able to age in place. And so,
any plans to build more lavish homes in the city of Atlanta?
Well, lavish micro cottages. That's my focus. If I had a magic wand 5-7 years from now, you're going to call me the micro cottage lady.
That's your focus.
That's my focus.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.